Welcome back, everybody. We're on part 2 of episode 138, which means it's time for the hot tags. And there's a couple things that happened, mostly from earlier today, if you're talking about the main topic, but some other stuff that happened throughout the week. And let's talk about the big one, at least what I would consider the big one. From today, Emma was both fired and then reinstated from WWE because of her arrest from stealing an iPad case. Now, allegedly, she stole the case, and of course, her defense is that she didn't steal it, that she's innocent, and the whole issue is that she was doing a self checkout and just neglected to pay attention to that. I believe it. I believe her case is what I should say, not that she just fucking stole it. Because I can't imagine a 20 something dollar case being something that she risked her career and getting, in prison and all this other kind of stuff over. Like she went to a fucking Walmart or something and said, "You know what? I'm not making enough money to pay for this. I'm just going to pocket it." I don't know the girl. I don't know if that's something that she does do. There are people that are rich that steal all the time, like Winona Ryder did that a couple years ago. So maybe, but I think that's a little bit weird. And I think maybe WWE was in that same position where they were like, you fucking stole something? All right, you're fired. Oh, wait, it's that? Maybe not. So it'll be interesting to see what's happening with this, but I don't think she's lost her job for good. And hopefully, if this was a case of her being innocent, this doesn't completely screw up her career, because there are people that have gotten arrested for speeding tickets, it seems, and their career is shot afterward. So I don't know, but that's my opinion about the Emma thing. Let's go around here, give everybody else's opinions about that kind of stuff, and see what they think. Wago, what do you think's happening with this? Should she be fired? Is she innocent? What's going on?
I'm definitely giving her the benefit of the doubt, and mainly just because it'd be stupid for her to steal it. She's making a lot of money, I imagine, with the WWE. I mean, they actually pay their talent, they're not TNA. So, it just seems like. I mean, I've been guilty of it. I've ended up accidentally taking something when I've been on a self checkout, and was like, oh, fuck, I don't remember sliding this through, or it's not showing up on my receipt, so it can happen. It's what it is, what it is. Um, Overall, I think WWE overreacted, and it's probably because of scummy news outlets taking something and blowing it out of proportion and giving them bad press. So when they actually addressed the situation, they probably realized it wasn't that bad, and they acted like a bunch of cunts.
Wouldn't it be funny if how WWE has this tendency of like, let's separate ourselves from you for a little bit, but maybe in the future you can come back? Would that be funny if they just kind of like sped up the process today? It's like, you were arrested, you're fired, and now I'm looking at my watch, and that's enough time.
I think the future is they need to sell Emma phone cases.
Miguel, what's your thoughts on the whole Emma situation?
I'm in agreement with Wago. It probably was just a misunderstanding. It happens all the time. I've worked self checkout for years. I've seen it happen all the time. It happens a lot more than you think. So I'm willing to bet this was just them kind of like, all right, let's pretend to fire you, and then once people stop talking about this, which they stopped talking about it quick, then they were like, all right, you're back.
Peyton?
This is kind of silly. I mean, this is a completely easy mistake to make, especially with these self-checkout lines. This girl lives the life of a wrestler. She has to drive herself all over the damn country. She has to go constantly. I mean, you hear all the time what a freaking life it is. I don't have to explain it to you. She was probably burnt out, and she might have just missed it. People do this all the time. Every single one of us has probably been guilty of this, whether it be on purpose or mistake, whatever it may be. If she got caught, whether she intended or not, if she just paid for it and leaves, I don't see what the big freaking deal is. And from what I've been hearing about this, and Miguel, you work at a Walmart, perhaps you can explain this. It's ultimately the vendor's responsibility to see that she checks out at those automatic checkout lines. There's supposed to be someone standing guard at one of those center islands that's paying attention to all those carts going through and make sure everything is scanned. If it's not scanned, it's that person's fault, not the person who's checking out, but the person who's supposed to be standing at that center aisle. So if anything, that person should be fired and lose their job, not Emma. Emma should be like, hey, pay for this, you dumb bitch, and end of story. That's all this had to be. And the whole firing thing, that's just a backlash. I mean, WWE already was in a firing mood, and they're used to going through that. And I think someone made a rash decision, and then someone above that person was like, dude, what the crap? And just tried to fix it. Emma, I mean, she's not like she's in a great spot, and I don't think she's going to be in a good spot anytime soon as far as her position on the card, but this was all just dumb and embarrassing for everybody.
How does she go down, though? Oh, man, after you did that, you're going from teaming with Santino to,
well, shit, with any luck, she'll just go back to NXT for good.
Oh, that isn't a demotion.
She'd have better matches that way.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
No, I could see one step lower. She's got to be the Kali's date.
Oh, Jesus Christ, that's true.
Yeah, she's got to be in a relationship angle with the great Kali.
So she's going to fill Natalia's old role.
Basically, yeah.
And Kali will do the chop and then start doing the chop dance.
Oh, don't give him any ideas.
It'll fucking happen now.
Oh, no, he's going to do the evolution dance. It's even worse.
Oh God, that's a horrible image you just put in my head.
Well, he is coming back. He just made his return to WWE after God knows how long of an absence. Not a long enough of an absence as it wasn't. But fucking Kali, it might happen. You never know.
You heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
All right, so that's out of the way. We've got a couple injuries that have happened the past week or so. Bad news, Barrett was stripped of the Intercontinental Championship, and now we're going to be getting a Battle Royal for the vacated championship at Battleground. So Vacant doing a damn good job this year. 2 titles.
He's a Hall of Famer, man. He's a Hall of Famer in the future.
Well, what's really kind of stupid, I didn't even plan this ahead of time, but I do have Vacant listed on my the list of the title reigns that have happened this year. So at the end of the year, who knows? Maybe people can vote for Vacant. But
I hope they put Vacant up for Superstar of the Year at the Slammies this year. I'd vote for him.
They had like the best of clip show kind of thing, and it's just like when you looked at the stage and it's blank at that Daniel Bryan promo that they did, and like the empty crowd and everything.
Listen, folks out there, if you're listening, I'm putting the challenge out there. Make me a commercial for a 3-disc box set for the best of Vacant.
It's a real
like
misjustice, though. I can't find any pictures of this guy. They're not promoting him very well.
Well, just goes to show, WWE does not put the right push the right people. Vacant's won 2 titles, and where's he gotten, right?
Yeah,
He's still not even listed on the roster. Fuck.
I don't see any of his merchandise on there, but then again, I don't see Zack Ryder's merchandise either.
This is because they're always holding down the transparent men.
When was the last time a transparent person was champion? 2 weeks ago?
No, recently, yeah, Vacant just won it.
So anyway, the Intercontinental title is up for grabs, and Bad News Barrett might be out for God knows how long. It could end up being a month, 2 months, 8 months. You never really know with this kind of a thing. But that really sucks for Barrett. We talked about it a lot on the Raw post show of where we hope Barrett will end up going, and we all kind of came to the agreement that we hope that he can get back on track, and that they can still have him pop up on episodes of Raw and SmackDown and just do the Bad News Barrett gimmick as long as he doesn't wrestle. So that's one good thing. And right now we have a couple people that have been announced for the Intercontinental Championship Battle Royal. There are both members of Rybaxel. Bo Dallas is unofficially announced. He claimed that he was going to be on it on SmackDown, but of course the website doesn't say that yet. Kofi Kingston, Damian Sandow, RVD, Dolph Ziggler. I believe there's like 2 or 3 more people.
Cesaro?
Yeah, Cesaro, that's right.
Has Miz been confirmed for it?
No, I think that Miz is going to be facing Jericho. And obviously they're going to be adding some more people down the line. And they'll probably just add some more people on the pay-per-view itself because they don't have to announce everybody. So, you know, the Zack Ryders and the Xavier Woods and all that other kind of stuff, they might be showing up there as well. But in general, we're going to talk about that when it comes to Battleground, but a real quick thing going around the table here of who you would like to see win the Intercontinental Championship. Wago?
It's hard. I'm stuck between 2 people, Cesaro or Bo Dallas.
Yeah, woo!
Miguel?
I don't know. I mean, it's very up in the air. I guess Bo is probably the most likely. Although I don't think he really needs the title right now. Honestly, and I blanked out when you mentioned the people involved. But if I was gonna put a title on anybody on the WWE roster, I'd honestly put it on Rusev. But I don't know if like I said, I blanked out if he was on in the actual listing or not. But if not, go with Bo, I guess. Always Bo.
Rusev most likely is going to be facing Jack Swagger instead of being in this match.
Swagger.
Jack Swagger.
Oh, he's a perfect fit for Team Donor.
Peyton, who do you want to see win the IC belt?
There's a lot of great options out there. I think Rusev would be fine, though I would rather put the U.S. belt on him just because. And that goes for Jack Swagger, too. I wouldn't mind seeing him getting another mid-card run with a U.S. belt. For this particular instance, I have 3 names that I would like to see possibly come out of it with this. And I swear these aren't just because of Fantasy League reasons. Cesaro, because he's on a roll right now, and this whole eye patch thing is just so fucking awesome. It would look even better with a belt around his waist. Number 2, Bo Dallas. I mean, if he could take that Intercontinental belt and do a hunkometer type gimmick and, continue to think, yes, my title defenses are 10 and Bo, and just keep that going on with his title defenses, that'd be tremendous. And my third one, Stardust. I think if you have both members of Goldust and Stardust in this match and have Stardust manage to get the victory in this, it could be the creation of a little bit of dissension of Cody showing off that he's become the better brother now.
I think that's way too soon. I think
way too soon. What's too soon?
What Stardust needs to be doing is stealing Rusev's star medal.
That's so stupid. I want to see that.
I would like to see Damian Sandow win in a different time period. I know he won't, and it's a shame that they put him in this kind of gimmick because now it's kind of ruined all the credibility, but that would have been an interesting thing. Although out of the people that they've said so far, I wouldn't mind Bo Dallas winning. I'd be more than happy with Cesaro winning, and I actually would be good with Ziggler or Kofi winning as well, as long as they don't just make Kofi a transitional champ. So there's a couple different options. I think that for the most part, you can roll a lot of these people out. I don't think we're going to see Rybaxel win or RVD win or whatever. Oh, and another person that I actually wouldn't mind, he's not announced, and he might not be, but Fandango. Because he kind of deserved it before and didn't get a chance, so.
He is kind of carrying a program by himself right now. It's kind of neat.
Yeah. Were you going to say, Miguel?
Since I've just now heard the listings again, I'm going to make a bit of a change, and I'm going to pick a guy that I think is hopefully is starting to get noticed as getting over. I'm going to put Ziggler on there. I know it's a long shot, but given how much people have been talking about him as of late and how over the guy still is, if they need somebody to hold on to the belt while Bad News Barrett is out, I mean, those guys have great chemistry with each other. I wouldn't mind seeing Ziggler hold on to it for a little while. If it's just going to be a lame duck championship reign until Barrett comes back, then why not?
If it shuts the fucking internet fans up for a month, please.
There's 3 other people that we forgot. I just clicked under the thing. It's Kali is in the match.
Oh, well, jeez. Fuck. Yeah. Let me take back all my answers.
Big E is in it. And Alberto Del Rio. 3 more people that I don't expect to win, but you never know.
Del Rio is also facing Sheamus on SmackDown this week for the U.S. title. Mm-hmm. So how many fucking chances at the title is this guy going to get?
Right.
Why he's already had way too many titles.
He isn't, but for some reason they just keep throwing him out there. So, I mean, out of this list, you got to kind of assume that somebody like Cesaro is probably the number 1 chance to win it. And more people might be coming. Bo Dallas is unofficially announced, so that'll be interesting as well. That actually brings us into the other thing about Cesaro's eye injury. You've probably paid more attention than anybody else about this, Peyton. So what's the normal thing? He's cleared to compete. Everything's good. Just still wearing an eye patch?
Oh, yeah. No, him and Kofi Kingston had their little scuffle on Monday Night's Raw. And even though Cesaro kicked the shit out of him, at some point Kofi Kingston scratched Cesaro's eyeball. And over 24 hours, he kept seeing a doctor. Well, I guess he wasn't seeing a doctor. He was only seeing a doctor with one eye. And the doctor determined that he's clear to go, but he has to wear an eye patch. And initially, this eye patch is only supposed to be worn, I think, for something like 3 or 4 days. But he comes out on main event, and he's sitting there with his robe on, his arms crossed, and he just looks totally badass. He looks, for the first time, he actually looks like a villain. And, I'm getting a lot of recollections of sort of a mix between like a Snake Plissken and a Sagat from Street Fighter, and
Sagat, not Saget.
I'm just gonna say Sagat.
You're just used to Bob Saget being the profile picture.
And what's his name from Arrow? Not Oliver Slade Wilson. Slade Wilson.
Now I'm picturing like fucking Ryu and Guile fighting Bob Saget because he's a great villain.
Hey, Giles' themes goes with everything.
Yeah, it goes with Full House.
Well, yeah. Anyway, it's a perfect villain look for him, and I hope they decide to keep it on him at least, for a little while. Hopefully, when his eye heals up enough, they could find some sort of eye patch that he can see out of, but we can't see through, so it still looks legit, but it's not impairing his vision as much. But that's for them to figure out.
So, Miguel, what do you think about the eye patch situation and the injury?
And if it keeps him on TV, more power to him. I mean, in the case of Wade Barrett, I think that in the case of Wade Barrett compared to Cesaro with his injury, I think this is going to be a bad situation for Barrett. I think this will probably be the last time he gets a big main event push of this caliber. In the case of Cesaro, if it keeps him in the public eye with WWE, I think it's more beneficial to him because he cannot afford to be out in this case. You
can only keep the public in one of his eyes.
If it like I said, if it keeps him in the ring and still on TV, great. In the case of Wade Barrett, though, if he's not wrestling, I think this is going to be a blow to him. And since this is his second big push that's being derailed by an injury, I think this is going to spell bad news for Mr. Barrett.
Wago, anything else that hasn't been touched on you want to throw out there about this?
Yeah, I agree with Peyton. He looks like Bob Saget.
We have another injury to report, although this one is TNA. Dixie Carter was written off TV from that table bump and apparently had some kind of some small broken bones or something.
Oh, awesome. We did it, guys. We did it.
Took a couple more episodes than episode 85, but Dixie Carter at least is gone. Good. That's pretty much all I have to say.
I mean, it's callous to say that we want to see somebody get injured, but that character was so played out. I'm glad that this pretty much puts the death nail, no pun intended, on that character.
That's taking it a little too far. It's like, it's good for her to be injured. Might as well be dead, too.
No, I mean the character. Dixie Carter, the person, I hope lives, but the Dixie Carter character, I hope
go that far. Lives is a strong word.
Dixie Carter can live. TNA should die. Let's put it that way. Peyton, any thoughts about this?
I don't get any entertainment value out of these kind of things. Like, the horrible mistreatment of frail old ladies. Like, what's entertaining about that?
It's not so much the fact that she's getting injured. It's the fact that they've been building up for this character to get some type of comeuppance.
So put her into a pool of shit like they did with Stephanie McMahon. You need to put her in this ultra dangerous stunt just so a bunch of fucking sweaty marks can cheer because they don't actually have any care for human life. They fuck TNA. Fuck.
That's the best way to sum it up, right?
Soapbox.
Wago?
I think it's a tragic misjustice that table had to be touched by Dixie Carter. Fuck that bitch.
And there's one other thing that we had right before we were starting. Miguel, you mentioned something about Santino saying his career was going to end soon. What was this?
Yeah, let me see if I can pull up that article. He did an interview with NewDay.com where he talked about how, he spends like almost 250 days plus out of the year wrestling, and with all the recent.
It's Bad News Barrett doing the fucking pyro in the background.
Yeah,
I brought my own pyro.
You've got Batista making his entrance right now.
That old true.
But yeah, he's been talking about how he's been in the business for like 7 years now, and he might be looking to wind down soon, and slowly but surely make his way out of the company.
It makes sense because he hasn't been doing much for a while, and he's not going to get any higher up than what he's already been, and he's got that Battle Arts Academy, so he's got some other projects he's working on. His daughter's like 20 years old or something now, so if Santino starts bowing out, you might as well have him bow out.
In terms of his on-screen character, sure, I do think he has a future in terms of like teaching at the performance center. I mean, like you said, he has that background teaching, fighting styles and things like that, I think he does have something to offer in terms of, working with some of these guys. I mean, you've never really heard that much of an issue with him backstage, so I think he's close enough within the WWE knitting that I think they'll give him something to kind of fall back on. I don't think he's going to completely leave the company.
Now, maybe get some kind of a role with like the network doing shows or something. I don't know. Peyton, your thoughts on Santino possibly ending soon?
If it weren't for that commercial this week, I honestly would have forgotten about Santino completely. And it hasn't even been that long since he was on TV. I mean, he was just doing that thing with Emma like 2 months ago. Santino hasn't done anything that's really caught my eye since Tea Time with Santino. That was the last segment with Santino that I truly enjoyed.
I don't even remember that.
When him and Kozlov had Sheamus come out and they had Tea Time, it was an episode of Raw that was in England. It was awesome. It was actually the first time Kozlov got a pop too. And when I say first, I mean only time. Santino was awesome. The first year he came in, the night he debuted was awesome. One of the best debuts that they've ever done for a person, I actually would say. Some of the stuff he did when he was feuding with Stone Cold Steve Austin was great. I remember coming out singing that version of that coked
Rehab?
up bitch, Rehab.
Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
She has fucking Winehouse as a name.
That was all fantastic. So he had a good career at one point, but the last few years have been pretty meh. So if he wants to slow down and if he wants to stay someone who's in the family, I think that would be for the best. I wouldn't mind the yearly WrestleMania comedy segment they do where they have to fit in 20 people. If you want to bring Santino in to have a funny moment with that, sure, that'd be great. But I don't need any more Cobra matches. I'm good.
Wago?
I don't give a fuck.
Not at all?
No, not really. He never did anything for me. He's only done shit for me because every time I go onto a wrestling forum, I have to hear about how he would have been so great if he stuck to his fucking Russian gimmick.
He had a Russian gimmick?
Yeah. No, he always sucked. The best thing Santino ever did was get slapped by Jim Cornette because that story is funny as hell.
I'm going to give him more credit than that. I think probably his best moment in the WWE was when he was the second to last member of that Elimination Chamber matchup. The crowd was huge behind him. They wanted him to win that belt.
What about that Royal Rumble?
Yeah, I was about to say the Royal Rumble was more impressive than that.
That was crazy, that Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because everyone was like, oh, thank God, Del Rio isn't going to fucking win this shit.
And they're like, oh, shit, he's still in it. Oh, God damn it. I'd rather fucking Santino win the title at WrestleMania than Del Rio.
We can dream.
That's it, guys, for the hot tags. We're going to roll along here in the next part and start talking about the Hottest Divas tournament. And then we'll take a little break after that. So stay tuned for part 3.